U.S. Foreign Policy Chapter Test. Question 1. Blank returned freedom and prosperity to Chile. Ooh, I think I remember this. I think, who was that? A, Hugo Chavez. That sounds familiar. I think he was bad though. B, Salvador Allende. Nah, that was that socialist dude. C, Augusto Pinochet. Yes, I think it's him.
Okay, who here has heard of Pinochet? Chilean dictator, military coup in 1973, ring any bells? Well, for those of you who don't know who he is, or have had a similar education to this unfortunate student, let me fill you in. The United States backed a military coup in 1973 to overthrow democratically elected Salvador Allende and bring to power Augusto Pinochet. Allende had dreams of making Chile a just and peaceful country. The CIA, however, didn't like his ideas as they threatened U.S. business interests. So they backed the military coup that brought Pinochet to power. During Pinochet's 17 years in control, over 30,000 people were killed, and even more disappeared. There were death squads, secret prisons, torture, you name it. Anyone with ties to Allende was fair game. Now, if you ask me, that doesn't sound like freedom and prosperity at all. But according to this student's textbook, Allende was a bad guy who somehow weaseled his way into power by deceiving the Chilean people. There were shortages at that time and people were unhappy, but those shortages were a result of U.S. economic sanctions and embargoes that were put in place to hurt the Chilean economy. The textbook didn't mention any of that. And now this student won't ever know the real story.
The discovery of the Americas chapter test. Question 1. Who discovered America? In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Christopher Columbus. Duh. Question 2. Short answer prompt. What religion did Christopher Columbus adhere to? What the hell was his religion? I don't know. Catholic? I mean, he was always wearing a cross. I think he was Catholic. He was from Spain, right? Or was he a Protestant Christian? I mean, I think I remember my book saying that something about him being from a Catholic country, but he was really a born-again Christian, but his family was really Jewish? Oh yeah! Okay, that was a part of the book where Mr. Todd came by and told me not to pay too much attention to that section. So what am I supposed to write? Protestant, I guess. I mean, listen, they can't be mad at that.
Looks like there's more the textbook got wrong. Again, on purpose. Our old pal, Christopher Columbus. Most textbooks paint Columbus in a very positive light. He is a mighty explorer who broadens the horizons, a conquering hero that brings fate to the evil savages. It fails to mention the massacre of thousands of Native Americans who were already inhabiting the land that Christopher Columbus accidentally stumbled upon while searching for India. Oh, and his religion? It would have been impossible for him to have been a Protestant Christian. Columbus sailed his first voyage 35 years before the Protestant Reformation. Luther hasn't even done his thing yet. But of course, the textbook's not trying to tell you guys any of that.
U.S. Foreign Policy in the 21st Century Chapter Test. Question 1. President George Bush took the U.S. to war in Iraq because blank had blank. A. ISIS had weapons of mass destruction. B. Saddam Hussein had a terrible temper. C. Osama bin Laden had lots of oil. D. Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. I know this, team. Question 2. True or false? President Bush led the U.S. to war in Iraq because God told him that it was the right decision. Now, that was true. Straight from my workbook, anyway.
Oh my God. This textbook just said that George Bush took the U.S. to war in Iraq because Saddam Hussein, this evil terrorist, had weapons of mass destruction, and then proceeded to say that he was just a good man trying to do what he thought was the right decision from God. It fails to mention that there weren't any weapons of mass destruction found in Iraq. And it definitely doesn't mention the critiques against the war, such as the U.S. involvement in it because of oil. Or how about the fact that close to 500,000 people died in this conflict? Kind of significant, don't you think?
And then the U.S. came in and saved the day. Yay, America! Hip, hip, hooray! Right. All right, now I'm done with this test. All right, and I'm out.
I need to say. Wait a minute. Aren't any of you guys wondering who I am? I mean, I kind of just popped in a couple times and fed you guys information. No? Well, if you're interested, do your own research because you're never going to find me in a textbook.